Morning, everybody. Rusty from the Rusty Pain Center. Another shave of the day. Today we're going to be using Mallards Strawberry Rhubarb. Yeah. No label. It's like there's probably was a label up here at one time, but they just have a strawberry rhubarb on the top. Interesting scent. Definitely get the rhubarb. Definitely smell it's like right when you smell this. Yep. It's like first use. Smell rhubarb, strawberry, and vanilla. That's with kind of like a vetiver, honey, spicy note. You know, it's like when you smell rhubarb crisp, if you ever had it, or you know, something you smell that kind of a buttery crust that's been baked. You know, you got that fresh scent. You get that kind of a honey note coming across. That's what I'm smelling. Yep. When you lather it up. Definitely rhubarb. Heavy on the rhubarb. Yeah. Strawberry, vanilla, with kind of a citrus honey note coming across. Might be smell almost like cinnamon, maybe, or nutmeg. One of the two. Or both. I'm coming across here. And with my Corvino brush. It's my synthetic. And then we're going to be using the second use of the Astra blades, sitting on my shelf here and I forgot about them, and with a Krisp razor for a crisp shave, crispy shave, as somebody said. Matthew, was it Matthew? Yeah, Matthew Lawrence sent me the Mallards rhubarb, strawberry rhubarb, and I was like going through my collection. It's like I'm smelling this like. And then going through all the things, and I was finally, I just gave up. And I was like, I'm just going to use Yardley Gold as my aftershave today. After splash, a little bit of Yardley Gold. This was suggested a while back. Last spring, I think it was. So, yeah, we'll get around to it. Get the use of it. All right, so how's your day going? Mine was going good yesterday. I was feeling like I did yesterday. It's like get up this morning like, oh my God. You know, colorful metaphor, explicit as you're crawling out of bed. Yeah, that explains it all. But yeah, it's like, what can you do? You can't win them all, I guess. This is a soft brush. Definitely getting rhubarb. It is heavy in the rhubarb. So if you don't like rhubarb, this is not for you. I don't even think they even make it anymore. I tried looking it up. And everywhere I seen it was an auto production. So it might have been like a limited run thing where they just did it. Lathered up pretty good. So it's got, feels like a creamy base. So we'll just see how this works out. Okay, Krisp razor. Yeah, man, it's like the months are flying by. There's another year almost down. It's like you look at the dates and like, holy buckets, Batman. Before you know it, it'll be Thanksgiving and in the U.S. I know that across the pond or up north, it's like Canada. Was it September they have their Thanksgiving? Is it that time? Seems to have a nice residual slickness with this. Yeah, if you don't know anything about the Krisp razor, it is it's kind of similar to an Edwin Jagger DE89 for the head, for aggressiveness. It's not overly aggressive, but it's more, it seems to me a little more aggressive than, let's say, a Kingsley Gillette. If that lets you know, relatively speaking. And combine it with, like, I always like, it's like the Astra blades really work good with this, and I like Wizamets too seem to do a good job. Yeah. What's new? Not much. It's kind of hard to have new things that you've been doing when you're kind of like homebound, you know. It's like I don't get out very much. The worst thing that really irked me in the last, it's like, I hadn't been able to ride my motorcycle. You know, just that doesn't mean I'm not still looking for one. And a motorcycle I was looking at that was in down in Kansas City. It was around 13 or 14,000, and they did a $5,000 price drop on it because that's what you start seeing when the fall rolls around and the riding season is pretty much toast. What do dealerships want to do? They want to get stuff out the door. You know, it's like they don't want to be sitting on it until spring. So they dropped something by $5,000, which kind of tells you how much of a markup they had in, you know. So, and I told my wife, I want this bike. Oh, I don't know, that's a bit of money. It's like it's dropped down to like $9,800 or so, you know. And it was like a Tiger 1200 XRT. It was like a 2019. Before, just the model year just before they changed it to the new model, which is basically the new model's the old model with slight tweaking, you know, but they just changed the name a bit, so it's really the same bike. And I showed it to my wife, and she's like, "Well, I don't know." It's like, but this price, it's gonna go. It's like, well, I'll think about it. Her way of saying I'll stall enough till it's gone. Well, guess what? Within 2 days, it was gone. And it would have been a really good touring bike, you know. It's like been able to cruise across country. And I told her, I said, it come with like $2,000 worth of bags and gear and everything on it. So it was like a hell of a deal. I'm like, oh boy, I can't pass this up. Well, obviously someone else seen it and I'm like, I can't pass this up. But the dealership did what they wanted. You know, they basically probably still made a couple $100 off of it. And so they're still able to make something. But somebody else is happy. Made me sick to my stomach. Like, yeah, I could have drove 3 hours south and picked it up in no time flat. But delay. It's like, you don't need a new motorcycle. You have one. It's like, when I ride my current bike, the suspension travel isn't really good. And it's like, now that my back is really aggravating me, yeah. It was bad enough the way it was before. It's like every time you hit, well, it's like during the summertime, the roads will buckle up a little bit, you know. They put the lines in between them. So if they do have the expansion, it doesn't buckle up much. But when you get those 100 and something degree days and the heat just goes in there, it's like the roads just go. And every time you hit one of those little buckle ups, it's like the suspension goes, and it goes like drives your lower spine up through your skull. And by the time I'm done riding, I'm like, hey, freaking me out. This hurts. And I tried these new Tigers motorcycles, and I'm like, I rode around, test rode one. It's like purposely hitting those things on purpose, and it's like the motorcycles goes, the rear suspension goes deep, and you're like this, and the rear suspension goes deep, and you don't feel a thing. I'm like, I gotta have one of these. It's like just for saving my pain levels, you know. And my wife just doesn't get it. All she sees is like, it's just money. We're not spending the money. And I'm thinking, I don't want to suffer into pain. It's like, Yeah. Her solution was, well, don't ride. Like, okay, it's like the same as that telling someone, well, don't walk anymore. Yeah, it's like, you got good legs, but just don't walk anymore. You know, it's like, it's a battle. Which is pretty much what I have to go through, like I did the last time when I bought this last bike, was just do it. And then bring it home and have her go, what did you do? I bought a new bike. It's like, you kept telling me no. And I said yes. Yeah. Things you gotta do. How many guys have to do that with their spouse where it's a constant battle? What? You don't need that. That's just a toy. It's my therapy. It's like mental therapy. I need it. It's like you got guys that will do nothing but fishing. You know, it's like their way of rebooting the brain housing group. You know, it's like the brain telling you, it's like, mentally, I need to get right with myself. I'm going to go fishing for hours on end. So it's no different. You know, it's like hunting. It's like I would go hunting, and it's like this time it's pheasant season. And I would disappear for hours, or duck season, you know, it's like waterfowl season hit. You know, it's like I'd be out in the wilderness someplace bringing home some food. And it's like, well, I don't know how you can do that. You spend hours doing it. It's like, it's because I like to just do nothing. The brain is just like, goes into relaxed mode, and your instinct kicks in, you know. It's the same thing when you're riding a motorcycle. It's like your brain is just like, you're concentrating on the environment around you. And you're no longer letting the world's errors and problems get in your way, because that's a distraction. So it's like rebooting, man. But she doesn't get it. Her view is like, well, yeah, it's like she'd get on the back every once in a while when we'd go someplace and ride with me, but it's not her thing too much. It was the same thing when I was when do racing ATVs or anything. Go do something that just shuts the brain off. Let the world's problems go away. That was a while back. Chuck from Chuck's Shavings channel. He had some videos about his old hometown where he was like chatted, you know, message, or not really message, but even though we're friends on Facebook. How much your hometown, it's like when I go back to Minnesota, up to my hometown, it's changed a lot. And if you ever get that weird feeling when you look at where you used to do things and everything is gone, it's like you lost. You know, it's like there used to be this here, there used to be that there used to be this here, and it's like, and it's gone. There's nothing. It's just empty lots or new buildings. Everything got tore down. Like you think, it's like, well, that used to be where the theater was, where you used to see all these movies. That's where I seen Star Wars for the first time, or, you know, like stuff like that, you know. And it's gone. There's nothing there anymore. The old school's still sitting there, but yeah. It's weird. It's like the world does not wait for you. And the thing is that that's 40 years ago. Yeah, it's hard to believe. I've been out of school for 40 years, but yeah, some people are not even that old. Like 40 years. And it's like, yeah, that was just yesterday. Time goes by so quickly. It's like, a year is like now, it's like right now, a year is about 1/58th of my life. It's like a month's gone. Like, where'd that month go? Like this last month and a half or so. Like the end of September is when I had my problem with my back happen and I was in the hospital. And there's nothing memorable. I haven't done anything that's memorable in the last month. Not a thing. Now that's the thing, is like when you do stuff in life, you got these events that you can remember. It's like, oh, I remember doing this. I remember doing that. For me, every day is like, get up, eat some breakfast, go kind of relax, kind of mosey around the house a little bit, cursing, and sitting in my chair, maybe watch a video or two, and try to do some work at my desk, which I'm lucky for. I'm now up to a little over an hour I can sit now and do some work. And the worst thing is that I have to get up because my body's like screaming at me, my lower back, the sciatica. It screams at you, so you get up and start moving around, and it gets worse. And it's like, oh, I gotta sit down, and then it's like it's a vicious cycle. And it's like, oh, I better do some therapy, and I do a little bit of therapy, and it's like, but you don't remember. It was the same as yesterday. But the only thing that's kind of memorable is each day, every other day, 3 times a week, going to physical therapy to work on everything. But it's the same exercises and everything for a week on end. So nothing really memorable. Well, yeah, it's a vicious cycle. All right, question. If you made it this far, I'd say 80% of the people who ever watch my videos don't make it this far. So, question of the day. When you watch people shaving videos, do you go for the technique? Do you go for the scent notes? Because I find that it's like, soon as, in most of my videos, the time drops off about the time I'm done giving the information on the scent notes and everything that I'm smelling. Because they want to know what I'm smelling. That seems like what it is. And then they just disappear. So, do you go for the entertainment, stories? Because I do tell stories and stuff. Life stories. Not very many lately, but... Or do you go for the technique or technical stuff, like, which I don't do. Now, some people, this weighs this many, this, and it's like, use this gap bit, and I'm like... It's like, I don't care about, to be honest, I know it's like when I'm watching a channel and they're talking about all that, and I'm like, okay. What's it like? Is it shaved similar to this razor or this razor? Because if I got one of those razors, then it gives me a good idea when I'm thinking about what is similar capability. Few bumps on here. Kind of hard to get right up underneath the nose. Anybody else have that problem? Got that big snout sticking in the way. It's like, get the nose out of the way. Gotta wash the face. Ugh. Oh, I should have used a K-towel. Wasn't even thinking about it. A little leaper across here. I feel like I got a little raid bump. It's like, it's one of those things where we start getting them and they start getting aggravating and they just keep getting worse. Oh well. It is what it is. All right, let's try some Yardley Gold. Yeah. And it's like now I'm smelling the. Come on there. Come on. There we go. Whoa! Stingy. Across the lip. Yeah, it's like a lot of citrus. Kind of a vetiver amber scent coming across now. Interesting stuff. Yardley Gold. It's like when I first started smelling it, it's like the a lot of similar scent profile that you're getting out of the strawberry rhubarb. All those spices are similar that you get in Yardley Gold, but there's a little bit different scent coming across. I'm trying to, it's like my brain's trying to remember, but All right, there is a affiliate link down below that a little bit of lotion on the face here. Affiliate link down below that if you need anything from the razor company, click on it and order your stuff, and I'll get a slight kickback, which will go towards the next giveaway that I have. I'm not keeping it. It's for you guys. All right, so that's the shave of the day. Well, that was brought to you Mallards Rhubarb Strawberry, or Strawberry Rhubarb. There we go. Like rhubarb is the strong part of it. And then we had the Krisp razor with the second use of the Astra blades, the greens. Good combination for me. It always worked good. And followed up with some Yardley Gold. So that's the shave of the day, everybody. Hope you guys like it. Like and subscribe, share with your friends, and we'll see you in the next one. Rusty out.